For generations, the United States stood as the undisputed beacon for immigrants worldwide. It was the primary destination, the land of opportunity, the American dream personified. However, recent years have seen a notable shift in this long-standing pattern. More and more potential immigrants are now looking north, choosing Canada over its southern neighbor. This video explores the complex reasons behind this evolving trend. We will examine the changing political landscapes, immigration policies, and social factors influencing this significant migration shift. The narrative of the United States as a melting pot built by immigrants is deeply ingrained in global consciousness. From the late 19th century onwards, waves of people sought refuge, economic prosperity, and a new life within its borders. This historical pull was fueled by perceived economic opportunities, individual freedoms, and the promise of upward mobility. The U.S. became synonymous with the immigrant journey. Data from various sources indicates a growing preference for Canada among prospective immigrants. Surveys and application numbers show increased interest in Canadian permanent residency and work permits. Conversely, interest in U.S. immigration pathways has, in some demographics, waned or faced increased hurdles. This suggests a tangible change in how potential migrants view their options in North America. While the U.S. still receives significant immigration, the relative attractiveness compared to Canada appears to be changing for many. This shift is not accidental but driven by specific factors. A major contributor to this change is the current political climate in the United States. Under the administration of President Donald Trump, immigration policy became a central and often contentious issue. Policies focused on stricter border enforcement, increased deportations, and limitations on legal immigration pathways were implemented or proposed. This included measures impacting asylum seekers and family-based immigration. The rhetoric surrounding immigration also intensified, often creating an environment perceived as less welcoming or even hostile by potential newcomers. This climate of uncertainty and perceived unwelcomeness has deterred some. Deportation rates increased during certain periods of the Trump presidency, creating fear and instability within immigrant communities. This focus on enforcement over integration sent a clear message to those considering moving to the U.S. In stark contrast, Canada has actively pursued policies aimed at increasing immigration levels. The Canadian government views immigration as crucial for economic growth and demographic stability. Canada operates a points-based system, like express entry, which prioritizes skilled workers based on factors such as education, language proficiency, work experience, and age. This provides a clear merit-based pathway for many. The country has consistently set ambitious targets for welcoming new permanent residents, often exceeding 300,000 or even 400,000 per year in recent times. These targets signal a commitment to immigration. Canada's approach is often perceived as more predictable, transparent, and welcoming than the current system in the United States. This policy stability and positive messaging attract those seeking a secure future. Beyond policy, other factors play a role. Canada's universal healthcare system is a significant draw for many, offering access to medical services without the complexities and high costs often associated with the U.S. system. While both countries offer economic opportunities, the nature can differ. Canada often seeks immigrants to fill specific labor market needs and support an aging population. Perceptions of social tolerance and safety also influence decisions. Canada is often viewed as having a more socially liberal and multicultural environment, which appeals to diverse groups of immigrants. However, it's important to note that economic opportunities can be highly sector-specific and vary significantly by region in both countries. Cost of living, particularly housing, can be very high in major Canadian cities. The question of whether Canada has replaced the U.S. as the primary land of opportunity is complex. For many, particularly those seeking a clear legal pathway based on skills or education, Canada offers a more accessible route. The welcoming policy environment and social safety nets make Canada a highly attractive option for building a stable life. For these individuals, Canada certainly represents a significant land of opportunity. However, the U.S. still possesses a larger, more dynamic economy with specific industries and entrepreneurial opportunities that may not be replicated in Canada. The American dream still holds appeal for some. The definition of opportunity varies. For those prioritizing a predictable immigration process, healthcare access, and social integration support, Canada often appears more promising today. It is crucial to acknowledge that immigration to any country comes with challenges. Newcomers in Canada can face difficulties with recognizing foreign credentials, finding suitable employment, and the high cost of living in major urban centers. Integration into a new society takes time and effort regardless of the destination. Both countries present unique hurdles for immigrants adapting to a new culture and economic environment. While Canada's policies are generally more welcoming, navigating the system still requires significant effort and resources. The process is not without its complexities. The shift in migration patterns towards Canada is a multifaceted phenomenon. It is driven significantly by the contrast between Canada's proactive, welcoming immigration policies and the United States' more restrictive and uncertain approach under the current administration. While the United States remains a major destination, Canada's clear pathways, social programs, and perceived welcoming environment have elevated its status for many global citizens. Whether Canada is the new land of opportunity depends on individual priorities and circumstances. However, it is undeniable that for a growing number of people, the path north now appears more accessible and promising than the path south. This trend reflects not just changing policies, but evolving global perceptions of North America. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like, share, and subscribe for Money Journey Around the World. See you in the next video, but before then, stay curious, stay adventurous.